So I have here an oil filter cutter from Speedway Motors, and what we have here is the box I got it in. It comes with some stickers. Of course, my packing slip. I think it cost me $32.99. Got it off eBay. I think I used a coupon, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, this looks just like, let's see, yeah, now it's an oil filter cutter. Got the part number there. However, this looks just like the oil filter cutter that is sold by countless other manufacturers, including the Summit one looks just like this. Even the same Chinese-looking cardboard box. You can always tell that Chinese cardboard in this yellow bag. Anyway. So my guess is that it's probably made by some company. Not really sure even where it's made. I just sort of assume it's made in China, but I could be wrong. So it's either made by some company and a whole bunch of places put their name on it. I saw one online. It was made by a company called Bryce Racing or something like that. Or it's a design that's being licensed by somebody and made by a bunch of manufacturers. But my guess is it's probably just OEM'd and made someplace else, and other people get to slap their names on it. So the best way to use this, really, or at least the least messy way to use this, is to put your oil filter in a bench vise. However, I don't have a bench vise, so I've just put it in my oil filter wrench and I've clamped that down. Of course, you can always you can take the filter and right side up and put it in there and turn it. But of course it's going to make a giant mess. I'd like to avoid that. So it didn't come with any instructions, but if you've ever used a pipe cutter, then it works the same way pretty much. I'm just going to adjust this so it fits the filter. This is a filter off the LT1 in either that car or that car. I think this one might be the one out of the Roadmaster. So let's see, we just tighten that. Just like a pipe cutter or a tubing cutter, you don't want to put a whole ton of force on it because you want to cut it slowly. Make it turn, tighten it a little more. You can kind of feel, as it gets easier to turn, just tighten it a little bit. Oh, and I can hear it cutting through the metal. And we are there. And you can see this thing opens up pretty large. I believe it's made out of aluminum, I think. And it's powder coated pretty nicely. It's got a pretty serious plastic knob on it too. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Let's put it in our filthy bucket. So that worked pretty easily. Well, I'm satisfied with that. Pretty good for $32.99. Gives me a good opportunity to inspect my oil filters after I take them out. Now of course, you can pry these ends off with a screwdriver or something. Alternatively, I've seen people just cut the end of the pleats with a razor blade, with a utility knife. But I find the screwdriver pops them off pretty good. And let's see, we got the metal core inside, and here's the filter. The Roadmaster, I ended up going further on the oil change. I think I put probably 5,000 on that car. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Nothing sketchy. It's a nice thing, especially if you have older cars and an older motor, just to keep an eye on what your filter's doing. Now, I bought this for a specific purpose, though. I bought this for one of my other motors that has carbon and crud that keeps plugging up the filter, but I think I'll be checking all my oil filters from now on, just because I have the tool and it's easy to do, and hey, why not? You might catch something before it becomes a big problem. happy to see that that old LT1 is still running pretty clean. Car's got 147,000 on it, or whatever it is. All right, so that's my review of the Speedway Motors oil filter cutter. Pretty nifty tool.